we should show proper respect for the fact that this country suffered almost 3 decades of bloody conflict. And recovery and reconciliation, these things cannot take place in a few months or even in a few years. But yesterday I made clear to Sri Lanka's President Rajapaksa, that he now has a real opportunity through magnanimity and reform to build a successful, inclusive and prosperous future for his country. And I very much hope that he seizes it. That means working in partnership with the newly elected Chief Minister of the Northern Province. It means freedom for the media, and it means credible, transparent and independent investigations into alleged war crimes. And let me be very clear, if that investigation is not completed by March, then I will use our position on the UN Human Rights Council to work with the UN Human Rights Commissioner and call for a full, credible and independent international inquiry.
We are used to this pressure. Sri Lankan government will do the correct thing, but will not do the wrong thing due to pressure. We will resist any international inquiry. That is the policy of the government. Because we believe that there is no reason for an international inquiry. Within a short span of time, we have done our best in the reconciliation process. Most of the allegations are unfounded. We have already conducted certain internal inquiries, so there is no justification for predetermined international inquiry.
As things stand, the Sri Lankan government don't accept the need for a full independent inquiry. They haven't established it. They have, of course, set up their own reconciliation commission, and that has done some good work, but I think this particular piece of work needs to be done. And the message I have is that, this issue isn't going to go away. This is an issue now of international concern, and it's going to be an issue that, as I say, won't go away, and we should pursue it very vigorously.
No country should be allowed to impose their form of thinking on another country. That is not the Commonwealth value and tradition. We were participating in Geneva for the last 2 years. This threat had been always there. So this is not a new threat. And the other thing, Britain alone can't do that. So we can go before the UNHCR and explain our position and to take a rational view, taking into the ground realities of Sri Lanka and what we have done. So therefore we are confident to go before UNHCR and contest this issue.
We have done everything possible what the government can do. And those who have visited the Jaffna Peninsula after the war and even in the eastern province, you can see the tremendous pace of work that we have been able to do. And that clearly mentions the government commitment. We want to make sure that every community in this country, every person living in this country, to live in dignity and for the betterment of the country. That is our aim. And we will not deter by those who live outside without understanding the correct position of Sri Lanka, because they are not privy to see the development of Sri Lanka to tarnish that image.
You can see enormous economic progress been made, and as I say, great potential. I'm hugely optimistic about the country's future. But also, it's very important that we don't ignore issues such as freedom and human rights.
We have a good educational background. We have a rich history of over 2,500 years. Therefore, we can solve our own issues. We invited Mr. Cameron to attend Chogam. He is coming into our house and telling us things. I think it is more honorable to fully experience our hospitality and then leave. We are glad that he is providing us with advice on what we must do. We as a country will decide on whether or not we accept it. We have citizens in our country as well as a democratically elected government. We have a good knowledge on how the government should carry out these activities in accordance with the country's existing legal framework.